Party Chef sent this to me to try, and I have to say, this is one of those kitchen sets that feels like it was actually designed for real life, everyday life. Some bowl sets look nice, but once you start using them, you realize you're missing features you wish they had. This one feels much more complete. You're getting 5 stainless steel mixing bowls with lids, and they're useful for so many different things in the kitchen. What I like right away is the variety of the sizes. That makes a big difference because you're not stuck trying to make one bowl do everything. Whether you're tossing a salad, mixing pancake batter, whisking eggs, prepping ingredients for dinner, or storing leftovers, there's a bowl that fits the job. I always appreciate that because it makes cooking feel easier and a lot less cluttered. Another thing I really like is that these bowls are not just for mixing. They also work really well for prep, baking, serving, and storage. That's the kind of versatility I want in a kitchen product because I don't want to keep pulling out 5 different containers for 5 different steps. With these, you can prep in them, mix in them, serve in them, and put the lid on them and store them in the fridge. That's such a nice time saver, and it also cuts down on dishes. The airtight lids are a really big plus for me. They seal well and they help keep food fresh, which makes them especially useful for meal prep, leftovers, and even packed lunches. I like not having to reach for plastic wrap every time I want to cover something. It just makes the whole process feel neater and simpler. And if you're someone who likes to prep ahead, these are really handy for that. I also love the non-slip base on the bowls, every single one of them. That may seem like a small detail, but it really does make a difference when you're mixing. The bowl stays put better on the counter, which helps everything feel more stable and less awkward. If you've ever tried to vigorously mix something while the bowl slides around, you know exactly why that matters. Another feature I think is really helpful is the measurement markings inside the bowls. That's one of those details that makes everyday cooking easier because you can measure and mix in the same bowl without grabbing extra measuring tools. It just helps streamline everything, especially when you're in the middle of cooking and trying not to make a gigantic mess. I also want to mention the nesting design because this is great if you don't have endless cabinet space. The bowls stack neatly inside each other and they store so much more easily than those bulky mixing bowl sets. That's a huge plus for smaller kitchens or for anyone who just likes to keep things tidy and organized. I always appreciate kitchen tools that are useful but don't overtake the cabinet. And then on top of all that, this set also includes a 15-piece silicone utensil set, which is such a nice bonus. That makes this feel more than just a bowl set. It feels like a more complete prep and cooking package. If you're giving this as a gift, I think that extra utensil set makes them even more appealing because it gives the person something that they can start using right away alongside the bowls. The bowls themselves are also dishwasher safe, which is always a big win in my kitchen. Less hand washing is always a good thing. Now, the lids do need to be hand washed, but that's pretty simple, and I think it's worth to help keep them in good shape. What I like most overall is that this set feels very practical. It's not just pretty sitting in the kitchen, it's actually useful. The bowls are sturdy, the lids are convenient, the non slip bases help during mixing, the measurement markers are helpful, and the nesting design makes storage easy. It feels like one of those sets you end up reaching for all the time because it works for so many different tasks. So, if you're looking for a mixing bowl set that can handle prep, baking, serving, and storage, while also helping keep your kitchen a little more organized, this is definitely worth checking out.